This bulletin proudly brought to you in association with Alex Campbell's Menswear.
Tonight on The South Today, mourners packed the Glenroy Auditorium for the funeral of Dunedin broadcaster Neil Collins today. A new music festival has been launched, all about giving thanks, and is fittingly called Gratitude. And preparations are well underway in Santa's Grotto for this year's Christmas parade. Kia ora and good evening, I'm Sophie Morris. Mourners packed the Glenroy Auditorium for the funeral of Dunedin broadcaster and City Councillor Neil Collins today. The 77-year-old died earlier this month after being diagnosed with acute myeloid leukemia just 3 weeks before.
Outstanding Dunedin citizen.
Standing room only at the Glenroy Auditorium today for the funeral of broadcaster and City Councillor Neil Collins. His funeral was officiated by sports broadcaster John Macbeth and included tributes from Mayor Dave Cull and broadcasters Owen Rooney and Jim Sullivan.
I'm not here to say goodbye to my friend, because as far as I am concerned, the memories of people never go. I'm just here to say thank you for all you've done for me.
Performer Eddie Lowe sang, while former Prime Minister Helen Clark was among those who sent messages. The funeral heard numerous stories of his escapades on the road in the entertainment industry, his mischievous sense of humour and his flirtatious nature.
The little human interest reflections that Neil would carry from meeting people and touring with them were the lifeblood of his raconteur stories.
Neil Collins began his career as a 17-year-old volunteer at 4XD back in 1958. He was elected to the Dunedin City Council in 1989, serving as councillor for over 20 years. Former Dunedin Mayor Peter Chin says Neil Collins was a very positive person for Dunedin who promoted the city at every opportunity.
You have made a significant contribution to the civic life of Dunedin. You have entertained generations on radio and television, welcomed countless legendary icons of the entertainment business to the city. Your work has been recognised and acknowledged in high places with the award of the QSM and ONZM. You have been truly a legend in your own lifetime.
In Dunedin, The South Today.
A Dunedin City Council worker has been taken to Dunedin Hospital's emergency department in a serious condition after an incident at Moana Pool this afternoon. St John's say a 54-year-old man was taken to hospital by ambulance after what was believed to be an incident involving a chemical. Emergency services were called to the pool at 1:30 after reports of a chlorine spill. They assisted one person with medical treatment but did not discover a chlorine spill. There's no further information about the incident, but the council has confirmed the man was a council worker. It's fitting Juliana Costa's new music festival is called Gratitude. It's an emotion she's got in spades. The bubbly 37-year-old Queenstowner is organising a one-day celebration to raise money for Cancer Society Otago after receiving a diagnosis that turned her life upside down.
Just 2 days before her February wedding, Brazilian expat Juliana Costa was diagnosed with breast cancer. Just 2 days after, she was starting treatment. Following a double mastectomy, she says she's feeling much better now, and to show her appreciation for the people that helped her, she's organised a music festival called Gratitude.
And I decided to talk to some friends, and we decided to play some music, and the money will happy some people have the same situation than me, and I'm so grateful.
The festival will feature a variety of musicians performing everything from traditional Brazilian music to rock, country and reggae.
I have 4 friends playing with me, and I have 2, it's a kind of special songs. Yeah, I think all of those are Brazilians.
She also wants to give people a better idea of what it's like to battle cancer.
The Cancer Society helped me about the information about cancer, help me to visit me at home because my family is away and sometimes I feel alone.
The Gratitude Festival set to take place at the Queenstown Memorial Centre on Sunday the 9th of December in Queenstown, the South today.
A Dunedin lawyer is among those to receive the prestigious accolade of Queen's Counsel today. Anne Stevens QC has been joined by 9 others from around the country to be appointed by the Attorney General David Parker. She becomes the city's 6th QC, now evening up the numbers with 3 women and 3 men. She says she was stunned when she got the news a few weeks ago. Stevens has appeared as a lead counsel in over 140 jury trials. When children start displaying uncharacteristically good behaviour, it can mean only one thing. Santa is about to make the first of his many visits to Dunedin between now and Christmas Eve. The big guy will participate in the 21st annual Santa Parade this Sunday, in which he will be surrounded by nearly 80 floats.
They're still in storage, but raring to get out for Dunedin's annual Santa Parade. These are just some of the floats in Sunday's parade, which is set to include characters from Pete's Dragon, Madagascar, Pirates of the Caribbean, as well as clowns, marching bands and emergency vehicles. As in previous years, the parade will make its way into town, starting at the intersection of Regent and George Streets at 3 p.m. Described as being Otago's largest free public event, a dedicated team of volunteers are working hard to bring the parade to the city. Behind the scenes, there's more Christmas cheer as well, with Santa spending time with a group of children who won't be able to attend the parade.
The morning of the parade, we go to the children's ward at the hospital and we take Santa with us and we go and visit the children on the ward and give them all a wee present. And those presents are made from the prisoners down at the correction facility in Milton, and the Santa Parade also donates some presents too.
Upon arriving in the Octagon, the event will conclude with a children's concert next to the City Council's recently erected Christmas tree.
It's nice to see the Christmas tree and the decorations up just prior to the Santa Parade, which of course is happening on Sunday. So the Christmas season is about to kick off.
And they're hoping for a repeat of last year's fine weather on Sunday.
Yeah, fingers, eyes, toes, everything crossed for Sunday for a beautiful shiny day. Even cloudy, we don't mind, as long as it's not raining.
The long-range forecast for Sunday's parade in Dunedin is fine and warm, while Invercargill's Santa Parade on Saturday may encounter a few showers. In Dunedin, for the South Today.
Still to come on the South Today. Competitors vie to be named Otago District Young Farmer of the Year, and we meet a couple of travelling artists visiting Arrowtown.
Spring is here and it's time to get in the garden. Ready Lawn will take care of your lawn needs, making Lawn Care a snap. They will install the perfect lawn while you plant your favourite flowers and vegetables. Call Ready Lawn today so you can enjoy the coming season.
It's always really satisfying when a customer comes back after doing a purchase of outdoor furniture and knowing that we've got it done right.
When it's time to say goodbye to your pet, Heaven Sent Pet Cremations are here to help you through this difficult experience. Call Heaven Sent Pet Cremations today for their care and guidance. Phone 489-2274.
My Els and I just love coming to Alex Campbell's. That's my favourite shop. I always get good value here, and good boys really deserve good brands and good quality. Look at these teas. Local beaches on some of them too. This is only for the good boys, the old boys, the young boys. What about some bright shorts for the boys? Excellent.
Every reason, every season, we're proud to dress the region. Alex Campbell Menswear, it fits.
petrol prices getting you down? Keep the smile on your dial with an e-bike grin from Electrify NZ on Cumberland Street. For an average $2,000 savings per year, why wouldn't you? Book a test ride today.
At Green Island Medical Centre, we are committed in caring for our future and present generations. We know as a young person, coming to the doctors can be quite daunting. Our highly skilled doctors and nurses will make your experience one where you will leave with a smile. Your health is very important to us.
It's that time of year. It's time to get into the garden and it's time to get your weed eater. Down here at the Power Garden Department at Andersons Bay Road, this year it's all about the cordless weed eater. Come down and see us at Mitre 10 Mega and we'll help you get it done right.
Step into Ross Cafe, located at Ross Home in North East Valley. We have a great range of hot and cold food, friendly service and a warm atmosphere that you are sure to enjoy. We look forward to serving you soon at Ross Cafe.
Step into Op Shop on St Andrew and discover a place with plenty of bargains for yourself, your friends and the whole family. We have new items arriving every day. Visit us for a fabulous range of economy and upmarket clothing, accessories, books, shoes and more. Shop with us and support your community.
Welcome back. A proposal to develop a wedding venue in a historic farm shed near the Tomahawk Lagoon has drawn the ire of some residents. Ocean Grove residents Julie and Mark Caldwell want to develop a wool shed and an outdoor area on their farm into a function venue for hosting weddings and other events. 3 neighbouring residents have opposed the application, but 7 others have given their consent. A hearing on the application will be held next month. The Otago District Young Farmer of the Year competition was held recently at the South Otago A&P show. 12 entrants were put through their paces, with the top 4 gaining entrance to the next stage of the competition.
Young farmers' knowledge and skills were put to the test at this year's Otago District competition held at South Otago A&P show last Saturday.
It's to figure out who's good enough to go through the next round, but it's also a good chance, if it's your first time, to see where your strengths and weaknesses are and what you can actually learn from the day. 12
competitors were put to the test through a range of tasks.
We are stock judging, there's a dairy module, wool and shearing information module, engineering, gut buster module where they're doing press-ups and burpees, and there's a straw bale going around the shed in there pushing around, so I'm pleased I'm not having to do that today. And fencing and a module about stock movements and ASD forms.
Local Waipahi farmer Logan Wallace has had significant involvement with young farmers over the years and said it had created many opportunities for him.
6 years ago I had my first go at district this level, and then proceeded through to end up 2 goes at grand final, with winning it last year in Invercargill. Since then it's opened up a whole heap of opportunities to do leadership and some fun opportunities to get into schools to inspire the next generation of farmers.
After completing the modules, scores were collated and the top 8 were selected for a quiz round.
Who is the Chief Executive of Federated Farmers New Zealand? Negative.
Tom Blackmore took out the win, however said he still found some tasks difficult.
The dairy module, identifying the breeds, and it was something I hadn't really, especially the dairy side of it, hadn't had much involvement with, and I just did struggle, but we got through it.
The top 4 from this district competition will go on to represent Otago in the regional competition in February, all with the hope of winning the Young Farmer of the Year title.
First place, Tom Blackmore.
In Dunedin for the South Today.
It's not every day your work gets shown to the Pope, but for 2 visiting artists, it's just another chapter and a pretty amazing story. The talented couple is spending the summer exhibiting their work and creating new pieces at Lakes District Museum.
These intricate collaborations on show in Arrowtown's Lakes District Museum are the work of visiting artists Luigi and Kate Ignelli.
I was here 2 years ago
and came into the museum and met David, the director, who's a great guy, and saw this space, and I thought this would be a really good place for an exhibition.
The pair met about 10 years ago in Tuscany. Kate was working as an archaeologist while Luigi, a trained lawyer, was working as a skipper.
And he was drawing, and one day I said, oh, I'll have a go at this, and started drawing on the side of his drawing. And it all really started from there.
The exhibition's called The Story of Life, taking inspiration from their own and from people they've met.
We've travelled a lot, we've had a lot of different jobs, met a lot of people, and all of these experiences sort of come into it.
Their work's been exhibited throughout Europe and Australia, while some of their drawings are being presented to the Pope this week, ahead of an exhibition at the Vatican next year. Each work takes about 2 months to make.
And we use big pieces of paper, 1 metre by 70, and that means that we can actually draw side by side. And so at the beginning we draw together, and obviously we collaborate, we discuss, we argue.
Visitors will be able to see the creative process firsthand, with the pair working on a new drawing at a table in the middle of the exhibit space in Queenstown, the South Today.
After the break on the South Today, a last-minute entry takes a Dunedin band to the finals in a nationwide competition, and we take a look at tomorrow's weather.
I just like it. It's something that you can see the fruits of your own labour. You put it right now, you don't have as much to do at Christmas. You come see me, Derek, in the garden department, and then we get it done right.
Every Kiwi deserves a reliable garage door. Rely on Garrador to protect your important stuff. Just like Darren. His Garrador keeps his favourite ride in mint condition. We have a huge range at affordable prices. Visit our website for a free consultation. We stand behind every door.
Active Interior Design in Mornington are the curtain and blind experts. The team can even advise you on outdoor products and will ensure that everything is perfect. For interior design with flair, call Active to book your free in-home consultation or call into the showroom in Mornington. If you're at risk of developing melanoma skin cancer, you owe it to yourself to have a mole map. Mole Map is coming to your area. Phone today to make an appointment. It could save your life.
Step into Ross Cafe, located at Ross Home in North East Valley. We have a great range of hot and cold food, friendly service and a warm atmosphere that you are sure to enjoy. We look forward to serving you soon at Ross Cafe.
Hello, it's Jeremy down here at Mitre 10 Mega in Andersons Bay. We've got 35 different lawnmowers down in our power garden department. We've got ride-on mowers, petrol mowers, battery operated mowers, push mowers. Did you know we've even got a robot, a little robot lawnmower that pops out during the day when you're at work or play. It'll pop out and mow your lawn. So come down and see me, Jeremy, down in the power garden department at Mitre 10 Mega in Andersons Bay Road, where we'll help you get it done right first time.
Step into Op Shop on St Andrew and discover a place with plenty of bargains for yourself, your friends and the whole family. We have new items arriving every day. Visit us for a fabulous range of economy and upmarket clothing, accessories, books, shoes and more. Shop with us and support your community.
My Els and I just love coming to Alex Campbell's. That's my favourite shop. I always get good value here, and good boys really deserve good brands and good quality. Look at these tees. Local beaches on some of them too. This is only for the good boys, the old boys, the young boys. What about some bright shorts for the boys? Excellent.
Every reason, every season, we're proud to dress the region. Alex Campbell Menswear, it fits.
At Green Island Medical Centre, we are committed in caring for our future and present generations. We know as a young person, coming to the doctors can be quite daunting. Our highly skilled doctors and nurses will make your experience one where you will leave with a smile. Your health is very important to us.
Petrol prices getting you down? Keep the smile on your dial with an e-bike grin from Electrify NZ on Cumberland Street. For an average $2,000 savings per year, why wouldn't you? Book a test ride today.
Welcome back. A high-profile New Zealand sportswoman is expected to appear in the Queenstown District Court early next year after being charged with careless driving causing injury to a man. The woman, who's been granted interim name suppression, was charged following an incident on Littles Road at Dalefield on October 24th. The charge carries with it a maximum penalty of 3 months imprisonment or a fine not exceeding $4,500. She hasn't yet entered a plea. What began as a whim for a Dunedin band has earned them a place in a nationwide competition. Relatively new band Ajax and the Washing Up answered a last-minute social media call for entries to the Dunedin leg of the New Zealand Battle of the Bands.
A winning band in action. It's not their winning performance, but a fair representation of Dunedin three-piece Ajax and the Washing Up. The band won the Dunedin heat of the New Zealand Battle of the Bands contest at the weekend, but it's presented the Southern Indie Rockers with a problem.
It was a very last minute thing, and I'd never been allowed in here before, but I loved playing here, and we ended up winning, which came as quite a surprise.
Facing costs of around $1,000 to get them to the final, the band's drummer Red began a fundraising campaign through Facebook. She says it's gaining some traction, but they're not at the target yet.
We've raised $197 so far. We've got another couple of raffles on the way. Someone making them. What else is happening?
I'm thinking about doing a sausage sizzle.
The band says the sum of $1,000 is a ballpark estimate, and Potley says they're keen on eating while in the big smoke. And they're planning other ways of fundraising as well.
Well, we've got a fundraising gig happening at the Dunedin Muso Club, Thursday the 6th of December. And so that's a Koha entry, so anyone who wants just donate what you can to help us out with our airfares to Auckland.
The band say they knew they'd be facing travel costs when they entered at the last minute, but that didn't stop them from having a go.
We were at another musician's birthday party at the Muso's Club, and Glenn Burns come up to us and said, "You've won." And I was like, "You won what?" And he's like, "You won tonight." I was like, "Oh yeah, whatever."
The National Battle of the Bands has been an annual feature of the New Zealand music scene since 1993. The nationwide final is in Auckland next month, with prizes including international touring, recording and musical equipment. In Dunedin, the South Today.
And now recapping tonight's top stories on the South Today. Mourners packed the Glenroy Auditorium for the funeral of Dunedin broadcaster Neil Collins, with many people paying their respects. A new music festival has been launched in Queenstown, and it's all about giving thanks, so is fittingly called Gratitude. And preparations are well underway in Santa's Dunedin Grotto for the city's 21st annual Christmas parade, with around 80 floats due to take part. And time now for a look at what's happening in tomorrow's ODT. Welcome, Hayden.
Hello, Sophie. How are you?
Good, thank you.
Another interesting ODT in store, fingers crossed. Flooding never really ends, does it? Even though the sun is finally sort of shining.
Yes.
An interesting yarn tomorrow regarding Henley, south of Dunedin. Obviously it bore a fair old brunt of that flood last week. Some really interesting angles coming through on Henley, including a rather radical proposal from a regional councillor. So have a look at tomorrow's paper to read what they've got to say. And Southland also a really big focus tomorrow. All sorts of stuff happening down south. Incredible sort of feeling that the place is starting to buzz. Some new jobs being created, some staggering numbers actually coming out, several thousand new jobs being created in Southland. But of course that brings with it issues as well. So we're also looking at the issue of housing in Invercargill and the surrounding district, which is going to be a significant issue for them to deal with. Neil Collins' funeral, obviously the great man. We've got a little bit of coverage tomorrow. ahead of a large obituary on Neil and Saturday's ODT. We have a new QC from Dunedin, which is great news. Anne Stevens, we've got a cracking photo of her, which obviously I should have brought with me, but I didn't. That'll be on page 1 tomorrow, all going well. Sport, we'll always mention some sport, and we'll finish up with some cricket. So it's going to be a big week for the Otago cricket team. Obviously, they're hosting this final on Saturday. And very, very soon we should find out who they're playing in that final, Wellington or Auckland. Whoever it is, it's going to be a great day out there, and fingers crossed we get a bit of success from the Otago cricket team.
Yeah, great. Well, thank you, Hayden. All of that and more in tomorrow's ODT. And time now for a look at tomorrow's weather.
Tonight's weather proudly brought to you by Mole Map.
Starting with today's city view, Dunedin's Octagon bursting with cruise ship tourists. Looking at the situation, east to northeasterly airflow will keep temperatures mild inland and cool along the coast for the next few days, and winds about the Otago coast may get rather strong on Friday. Starting off at the northwest of the South Island, Greymouth and Westport can expect cloudy skies and a pleasant high of 22 degrees. Across to the northeast, Nelson has a few clouds and a high of 22. Slightly grey skies for you in Blenheim with a high of 17. Cloudy conditions for Canterbury, Kaikoura and Ashburton are expecting 16. Christchurch is cloudy as well, 1 degree cooler on 15. Looking at the southern towns, Catlins, Balclutha, Gore and Lumsden are in for moderate northeasterlies, some cloud and highs of 18 to 19 degrees. Heading westwards to the Central Lakes, light easterlies and some cloud across this region. Wanaka and Queenstown, you're aiming for 20, Tiano you could reach 19, and Alexandra you're due for a high of 15. Looking at the northern towns, Timaru and Oamaru, moderate northeasterlies, some cloud and 14 to 15 degrees. Twizel and Omarama are both looking at light easterlies, cloudy skies and a high of 18. And in Dunedin, cloudy tonight with some drizzly patches and an overnight low of 10. Mostly cloudy tomorrow with a high of 14, a low of 11. Friday, cloud breaks with some sunny periods at times by day with a high of 14 and a 10 degree low predicted. And in Invercargill, it's fine tonight with an overnight low of 10. A mild day tomorrow looking at a high of 21 and a low of half that, 10 degrees. Looking to Friday, expect sunny periods and high cloud and moderate northeasterlies, a high of 21 and a low of 10. That's all for our news this Wednesday. For the latest news from the southern region, head online to odt.co.nz, channel39.co.nz and follow us on Facebook and YouTube. Thanks for joining us. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Ka kite anō.
This bulletin proudly brought to you in association with Alex Campbell's Menswear.
Supporting local content so you can see more of New Zealand on air.